Well, episode 2, this is Bipolar Jamey, and this is, I don't even know this is playing, so I'll start again. Bipolar 2, Bipolar Jamey, this is Bipolar Jamey, your host with the podcast, Dark Reflections, newly created, ever-evolving, because I have bipolar, it's the name. But anywho, episode 2, I was just contemplating and thinking and reflecting, philosophizing. All of these things in my life has kept me behind and kept me from doing things. I'd like to end on a poem or start on a poem, but either way, there'll be a poem. Damn it, I know. But it is FOF is the worst. You hear people say FOF. This is what it's about. Fear of failure. It sucks. It sucks. It hinders who you are. It hinders what it is. So maybe I can start it like with a poem. A poem. I'll do one of my poems and start it off. Maybe I'll end in a poem. Who knows? It's newly involved. So I'm trying to see, Phil, how the show gonna go. But anytime you want to be on guest, do a poetry. So this is dark poetry, and this is your host, Bipolar Jamey, and this is called Time is of Essence. I also got a TikTok, so plug that. Bipolar Jamey. Time, the most valuable thing we own, yet squandered for the latest TikTok on your phone. When it's all gone and there's nothing left, will you be proud of the moments? Oh, I'm sorry. Restart. Sorry, get nervous. All right, time is of the essence. One more time. Give me a second because I haven't been doing open mic in a minute. So here we go. Time is of the essence. The most valuable thing we own. Get squandered for the latest TikTok on your phone. When it's all gone and there's nothing left to say, will you be proud of the moments that you gave away? It's easy to dissociate on the web and social media, spreading lies and misinformation on Wikipedia. However, the biggest lie that you fail to see, where are all those likes and follows in the dark when it's just me? See, my time is precious, like a diamond in the rough. Compounded under pressure, let's face it, life is tough. It's taken a long time to get here, thinking of all the time I wasted, all of the years, the fears, never living in the here. But now I know the price. My time is expensive. Like the universe, its value is extensive. So if I give you my time, realize it's my essence. I'm giving you part of my life in this presence. At the end, it doesn't matter who you know or what she has, because do they give two shits about you? Would they even wipe your ass? Who will be there at the end of time? These moments stolen, unavailable, even on Amazon Prime. So accept my presence as my presence and what this value represents. It's my greatest gift, my asset, because in this life, there's no rewind, not even a reset. So right there. Thank you very much. Snap, 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 snap. So my reflections is what I realized this weekend or this lifetime, in this lifetime, is our greatest gift is our time. We can't get it back. Like all the movies where they do that and blah, 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 and people take your time and then you're dead. I don't know, they're just fucking movies, okay? But like, I myself, I can tell you only about my personal experience, and hopefully that can help you with your personal experience, and maybe we can philosophize or just theorize or use any actual information you know of. But like, fear of failure is like one of the top ones, and I was always afraid of fear. Fear is just a huge thing that keeps people behind. I was afraid to do anything. If I feared it, I didn't do it. Like I feared if I wasn't perfect, I shouldn't attempt it. I gave up all these hobbies as a kid. I was this Black girl rollerblading, thinking I was the Mighty Ducks, trying to rollerblade and use a hockey stick. Like but who does it? I've never seen a Black girl or Black woman that's a street hockey player, neither. And that's what I said in my mind. And that kept me behind. That kept me from doing and having fun. And I gave a skateboarding, boomerang. Don't ask me about boomerang. I saw a Crocodile Dundee. It was a whole thing. Voiceovers, like from Police Academy. I'm an 80s baby, so I'm gonna go back, y'all. I gave writing lyrics, writing, just learning how to write and rap and sound like the rapper. I gave all that up because it was like, I suck. Drawing, gave that up. It was hard. And I was getting better, but by high school, I was like, I feel like I'm behind. All I can do is basic shadowing on a basic looking dog. So I gave that up, and now I can't draw. Or for Baines. Is this something that I wanted to explore again? Maybe in time. Let's get this lighting right? But I mean, at this time, no, I have other priorities. But where would I have been if I had let fear of failing at these activities? Where would I have been? You know, you can't be perfect right off the bat. Some people are. That's the exceptions y'all gotta remember. But some people aren't. And like I learned, like with doing this poetry, is it sound like shit 3 years ago, but now it's becoming something because I'm putting myself into it and I'm learning it and I'm experimenting. I'm being creative and I'm reading about it and I'm doing the work towards it. And I'm collaborating and I'm practicing. And it's going to turn into a lot of different things. But like, I don't think that if I had feared to suck, if I had feared to suck and kept that, I would never have kept up with that. I never kept up with trying to learn Spanish. But 2 years later, it's getting better. It's getting better, yo. Time. Time is what you have. What do you foster? What you nurture in yourself grows. So if I nurture these fears and say, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm going to suck, even if I give it time, it won't get better. But if I nurture the feeling and reframe those thoughts and, hey, I can do this, practice makes better, I'm getting better, you know, keep going, keep going, keep going. You do get better, you know? In most cases, you do improve the more you do things, honestly. You mean you plateau at a point, I guess. But I'm not letting anything hold me back. I'm not going to be afraid to fail. I'm not going to be afraid to fail in every aspect, fail to maintain friends, keep friends. I thought I had to change myself. I thought I had to say the right thing. I thought I had to do the right thing or I would lose my friend. But that's not like the case. That's not how it is. That's not how it should be. Friendship should not be like that. And if it is, then guess what? You're not friends with someone who wants to be friends with you. You're friends with someone who just wants you in their life to do and perform like a little puppet monkey. And I can say monkey when I compare it to myself. But if someone else, I swear, if someone else says a Black person monkey, that's the racist shit. But like, that's it. You know what I mean? I just feel like I was afraid. And it held me back for so many times. And this year, it's all about getting rid of those fears, doing things even more so that I was afraid to do, putting myself out there, getting new jobs, traveling to new places, meeting new people, picking up women in bars and more than out of bars online, you know, things that I'm afraid of failing because it's right in my face. I'm going to do it because what's the worst that's going to happen? I fall flat on my face. I feel bad for one day. That's it. But what is the worst that will happen if I don't try? I'll lose the opportunity to advance, to level up, to super bloom because I missed that opportunity. And guess what? I would have been a hella Bob Ross painting them friendly fucking trees and shit with the paintbrush and shit. But I gave up art. My art is more digital, more creative, more lyrical, more words. And I'm developing my articulation and my vernacular, you know, because I'm not afraid no more. I'm not afraid to fall flat on my fucking face, get bruises, a fucked up grill. But guess what? That gives me character and makes me into something else and makes me know what not to do in the future and pass on my life lessons to my kids, to the people I mentor, to the people I inspire, to the people I influence just by sharing my story in words. So I'm not afraid for people to say, you have a shitty ass idea. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard, which would have stopped me right then and there. No more ideas. That's what I would. I have crazy ideas and I say them all the time. And I eventually will say that was a crappy idea, but I'm not a failure. Failing is not even attempting, not even taking the steps to better yourself or do something different. That's failure. giving up on yourself, failure. Never give up. Always have hope. And I lost my hope. Took a long time to get it back, but that's where I failed. I lost a lot of time, a lot of years. And now we won't age me, but I'm in my tridector, my tri-year. I'm making up years and words. Años, 30, so like I'm up in, and I feel like I've lost decades of time. And like my poem said, it's of an essence. There's not much time. And I'm not running around like Alice in Wonderland. Oh my God, I got to do this, by this, by this, by this, like this. I may have lost all this time because of my disabilities and my mental health issues. But listen, I'm right on schedule. I said by 40, I want to get together and have my life to a point where I can start something, a movement, an influence, my own creativity, a brand, something. I always thought by 40, since I was a kid, that I would have on deck. I have done some I started from the bottom, now I'm here, bitches. I started from the bottom, now I'm queer, bitches. It did take me extra time, and I may, instead of skip through it, stumbled and fall and crawled through it at times. But I am right on schedule, and you never know how that happened and what paths you may take. I went through the forest, the scary ass forest, instead of right through sunshine and daisies and roses. But I got here. I may not be to the stature and the amount of money I want and the less about of debt, but I got here. And I never gave up. I never was afraid to fail. And I tried so many different things. But I think it starts from when you're a child, and a lot of our trauma starts from when we're children, and it shapes us to believe that we won't make it. We won't make it. Why try? You're a failure. All those things that run and circle in your head and shit. You know what I mean? And I think that's like awful. And the best thing for those thoughts is to do the damn thing. Fuck it. My new 2023 fucking slogan gimmick motto is IDGAF. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what you say. I don't care what he say, she say, they say, them say, those say. Whatever pronouns, acronyms, fish, animal, mammals you want to put out there. I don't care what the fuck they say. I'm not going to be afraid to fail, because with failure, you get growth. You learn something from failing. And if you don't, then you keep failing until you do. Gotta learn something. Gotta learn one day. You gotta learn it, So never be afraid to fail. That, I guess, is my message. I mean, I guess the only way I could say to get past your fear of failure is to immerse yourself in it. Fail. Just fail. What the fuck is gonna happen? Is the world gonna blow up if you can't skip and you dance and you twerk and you look like a fool? If you're really worried about your image, if your image is paying your bills, then yes. But if your image isn't paying your bills, then no. My image isn't paying my bills. So I don't give a fuck. That's my attitude. Perfectionism is not, it doesn't exist. And to nerd myself out right now, to quote a favorite Star Trek, nerd myself fucking out. My mom was a nerd and we watched it together, but like Star Trek with the Borg and shit, and they're like, resistance is futile. They emphasize that whole character. They were robots, cyborg people, and perfection was what you got. And we're not robots. We aren't perfect. Bobby Fischer beat a computer in chess. So like, what I mean? Like, what? I don't know why I said that. It seems random, but I don't know what point that proved. That proves shit. Gotta work on that. But I mean, like, honestly, if I wasn't so afraid to fail, I would have been probably sooner in my goals. But the journey is a process, and I'm never in a rush to get to my journey. I like to dilly-dally. I like to dilly-daddle, smoke when I can, I really enjoy it, but I try not to partake at all. But I really just, the journey is the process. The process is the journey. If you rushing through life for the end that don't meet the means that don't meet the end, you're not enjoying your life. You're not making those connections. You're not making those friends. And you may have accomplished these things, but you can't bring it with you. So enjoy the journey, y'all. Fail. Fear of failure should be fail on top of fail on top of fail till you get this, all right? And then don't fear that shit. So I'm living proof that a failure can be something different, can grow up to be something who impacts people's lives. And if that's not important to you, then you're probably not going to like my blogs. You're probably not going to like my podcast. You're not going to like me. You know, if that's not something that is on your radar. I don't know what's important to you, but don't be afraid to fail. I'm not. So I just want to thank y'all for watching this revelation that I have within myself, and I wanted to share it with everybody. If anybody can relate, comments, drop it, DM, subscribe, always. Plug in my sister circle, Women's Support Health Group. I'm not a misogynist, which is against men. I can't remember the term. I think that's it. But I am a feminist, so like I can understand some of my thought processes are aimed towards women, especially in trauma. So fight the patriarchy, Black power, Black Lives Matter, trans rights, all of the above, inclusivity. Yeah. So thanks for watching Bipolar Jamey, and this is my podcast called Dark Reflections. Peace out. Have a wonderful life, and don't fear failure. Just fail.